So the first thing you need to do is measure the child who you're making the harems for. You want to measure their height and their hip, and you're going to match those up to the ages that are given in the pattern. If your child has a waist size one smaller than their height, then the easiest thing to do is to make the pattern size for that height, and then just use the waistband size for the size smaller. If there is a difference of more than that, then you will want to grade your pattern. So my niece is particularly skinny, and you'll see from this picture that her waist comes under the 3 to 6, but her height is in the age 2. So that's what I'm going to need to grade, and so I'm going to print out the 3 to 6 size with the age 2 size all on the same pattern.
So you've bought your pattern and you've decided which size you're going to make, and the next thing you're going to do is make sure that your pattern and your instructions are both open in Adobe Acrobat. And the reason you want to be using Adobe Acrobat Reader is because layers will make your life so much easier. So when you're using layers, you can go into this symbol that looks like a stack of papers on top of each other and press that button, and it's going to tell you all the sizes that are available. So I've got a skinny long kid, so I am going to need a size 2 width and a size 4 height. So you're going to turn off all the layers that you don't want. You're just clicking on those eye symbols and it makes them all go away. It's very important that you leave the pattern information turned on, and then you leave on the layers that you want. And at this point, you're then going to go to print in Acrobat Reader. So to print a PDF, you need to make sure that you're on custom scale 100%, sometimes also called actual size. You want auto, portrait or landscape, and to begin with you're just going to print the first page, because the first page has got the test square on, and you need to make sure that you're printing that at the correct size. Once you've got that size correctly printed out, you're then going to tell the machine what other pages you want, and what pages you want are clearly described on page 6 of the instructions. So on page 6 of the instructions, it tells you if you want a pocket or colour blocking, which pages that you want, and then you're going to print that. How you stick your pattern together is that you'll see on your pattern there are targets, and each target has got a letter by it, and you're going to match those up. So you've already checked your test square to make sure it's exactly 1 inch by 1 inch. If it isn't, you must reprint, because even a 1/16 of an inch out and your pattern will not work. There are lots of different ways to match up your targets. Some people stick their patterns together over a window or a light box. I personally just fold the target in half down the side of the page so that you've now got a semicircle, and then rest that and match those 2 targets up exactly. Some people use glue. I use micropore tape, and I stick those together, and I do that for all of the pieces. So to grade your pattern, you're going to print it out the width and the height that you need. So for my skinny long child, I'm going to use the width of 3 to 6 months, and I'm going to extend that right down to the age 2 height that I need. If you've got a shorter, wider child, you would use the age 2 width, for example, and then cut off the length
at the much shorter length. So you're then going to grab a pen and you're going to draw on the graded line. So for my narrower trousers, I'm essentially drawing a parallel line between the width size that I want and lengthening that all the way down on the down to the age 2 length. I'm then also doing that so that it matches on the right length of the crotch, because you're going to want the correct heighted crotch so that it's not too short for your child around the bottom, as well as having the longer lengths. And once you've done all that, then you can cut out your correctly sized pattern pieces. So thank you for watching Caboodle Textiles Day 1 Sew Along. See you tomorrow.